On this episode of Bite Sized, we are watching and discussing the 16th scene of the movie The Twilight Saga, New Moon. For those of you watching along at home, that's from 3203 to 3540. And now, on to the episode. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to yet another episode of Bite Sized. If this is your first episode, here's what's going on. My name's Ben.
And I'm Sarah.
And we are watching the movie The Twilight Saga, New Moon. One scene at a time. Hey, you can't do that with me.
What do you? I'm not allowed to do things now.
Yeah, I just said it. One scene at a time, and sometimes we have a guest. And today we have a guest.
We do.
And I forgot to ask the questions before we start. Liz, is there anything you want me to say when I introduce you? What kind of titles? What are you? What are you?
Hurry.
The people need to know.
I've been asking myself that for 33 years.
It's always fun. I like to watch my friends have an existential crisis when I watch them try to summarize their entire body of work in 1 to 3 titles.
I used to say I'm a Chicago improviser, cat lover, and car owner, but now only 2 of those things are true.
You don't love cats anymore? You hate them.
I love that out of 2 truths and a lie, you both were like, let's go for the obvious ones that are
it's
still true.
It's called comedy.
Yeah, but
Liz McCreight, welcome to Bite Sized. I guess all that to say.
Hi, I'm Liz McCreight, and I take small bites. Okay.
I mean, we all do. That's not true. I take big bites. I'm going to start your interview on the show the way I start every interview on the show. That's by asking you, what is your history with the Twilight franchise?
Okay, so I know that I have seen every Twilight movie.
Okay.
I know that is true. I don't have a good memory of all of them.
That's fine.
I rewatched the Twilight New Moon up until the end of my scene today to give myself context.
Oh my God.
Brave.
Yeah, shout out to working from home so I could just watch that.
You did your homework.
I did.
You did extra credit.
You watched an additional 30 minutes of movie.
I sure did.
Wow.
The real thing that I do want to talk about with Twilight is the fact that I have read the original book, like the first one,
Just
Twilight.
The first one.
I've read them all, but I've read the first one 9 times.
9 over what span of time?
It would have been
8 days.
Oh my God.
It would have been maybe a month or 2 in middle school.
You're
God
kidding.
bless.
Because it was an assigned book. It was on the list for the Battle of the Books.
Okay.
Which was a competition that we did in middle school. It was you did it within your class, and then you did it within your school, and then there were district levels, and my team went to districts twice.
Okay, let's go, Twilight.
Brag about it.
And so the second time that we went, Twilight was one of the books.
Question.
So yeah.
What is a Battle of the Books?
Yeah, no, that's fair.
And why does it have a district-wide component to it?
Why are the books fighting?
Is this some sort of competition?
I think of it as an autism battle royale.
Okay.
In that.
Is this anything like a Bible drill?
Yes.
Okay,
it
great.
Is almost directly the equivalent. It is a secular Bible drill.
You're speaking my language now, Liz.
No, the Catholic in me has no idea what a Bible drill
Terrified.
is.
Be glad.
Yes, I said, and all the evangelicals said, "Oh no!"
Shout out to our listeners in Utah.
So essentially, we got this list of books that were required reading or on the list, and then you would be in teams, and they would ask trivia questions about each book, and you had to say you had to list the title of the book and the author.
Yeah.
So it would be in which book did a young girl's pug love to eat bananas? And the answer is elsewhere. The author's name escapes me, but they wrote the Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow, and it's really good.
Shakespeare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shakespeare's Elsewhere.
Yeah.
Gabrielle Zevin.
Yes, Gabrielle Zevin. It's really, I remember really liking that book. Anyway, regardless, had to read Twilight.
9 times.
9 times. Did I have to read it 9 times? No. Did I because I was in it for the love of the game? Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
I loved winning more than I loved vampires or being looked at by boys. So
yeah,
you
have to read
that.
it 9 times. You have to make sure that you are not missing a single Twilight question.
Here's the problem. We lost. We got second place at the district level because it was a Twilight question.
No, Liz.
No. There were 4 girls on the team and 1 boy, and he was convinced it was not Twilight. And we all were like, it's Twilight, it's Twilight, it's Twilight. And I won't name him, but I could. And
if you're out there,
don't forget. And he put down a different answer, and we let him because we were meek little helpmates.
Of course, you're like, sure, yeah, we'll defer.
We were like, I guess it must be right if that's what he thinks. And then he was wrong, and we were right.
Wow. And then you beat him up behind the school.
Yeah, and then he was already like 6 feet tall, and his voice had already dropped. So he was going through a lot. Second place was good enough, I think. Yeah. I think he needed that win.
So you read the books, you read the first book, or you read all the books?
I have read all of them.
Okay.
Once. And the first one I read 9 times for middle school. And I know I've seen the movies, so I have like the general breadth of knowledge.
Yeah.
And I feel like just having been so chronically online for most of my life, I have a lot of like weird tidbits that just like suddenly filter through in my conscious.
Yeah, that's about how I felt when I first started coming onto the podcast. It's like I've absorbed it through cultural osmosis, even though I haven't seen it or absorbed it really in like 10, 15 years.
Exactly.
Yeah. So we did watch a scene today.
It's a good chunky scene.
It was it was about 3.5 minutes. I think maybe not the longest we've seen thus far from this movie, but certainly up there. Maybe the longest. I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and call this my favorite that we've seen so far.
Yeah?
Well, because it's not Bella being sad.
That's fair.
Which I feel like is every scene that we've seen so far.
Yeah.
We're 16. This is our 16th scene, and I feel like the previous 15 were just Bella being varying levels of sad.
Or getting shoved into a table.
Right. Or being
not
so
knowing
sad.
how birthdays work.
Being so sad that she can't walk.
Yeah.
I guess Bella being shoved into the vases was pretty fun.
That was
too.
pretty funny.
But I like this one in a way that I think I was supposed to like it.
Yeah, exactly. I like this unironically.
Yeah.
I think this is actually a good scene.
Yes. So we have Bella and Jessica walk out of a movie. They see some guys with some motorcycles. Bella takes a ride.
What are you doing, Loca?
And then she very quickly untakes that ride, and we all try to move on with our lives. Let's get into the scene now. Bella and Jessica are walking out of a movie called The Dead Come Back. I presume they just saw the 7 o'clock showing, and Anna Kendrick is the queen of this scene.
Yes.
I don't know why you want to sit through all those zombies eating people and no hot guys kissing anybody. It's gross. Like, and why are there that many zombie movies anyway? So if it's supposed to like draw a parallel about leprosy, my cousin had leprosy. It's not funny, you know? And like, it's supposed to be a metaphor for consumerism, because don't be so pleased with your own like self-reverential cleverness, you know? Like, some girls like to shop. Not all girls, apparently. Although I was surprised you even called it all, you know?
This came out in 2009, so the U.S. pop culture was in the throes, probably at like peak zombie in 2009, I would say. We've got the Left 4 Dead games. Call of Duty is about to incorporate some zombies a few years down the road.
Walking Dead coming up, or about to.
We got the big Dawn of the Dead remake kicked off a big zombie craze. Walking Dead, is also coming. And so, like, around this time, there absolutely would have been a big budget zombie movie in theaters. That makes sense.
Now, speaking of this theater, can I talk about this theater in real life?
I'm so excited.
The things I looked up. So this theater that they're in front of is a real theater. It's in New Westminster, British Columbia, which is where they filmed this. Up until the mid-1980s, this was a working movie theater.
Cool. What is it now? A non-working?
What do you think it is now? It's not a movie theater anymore, but it is still open as a business. It's called the Paramount Theater.
Okay.
What do you think this is now? It is not a movie
Where'd
theater.
you say it was in Canada?
New Westminster, British Columbia.
Okay. So there goes my first guess.
So much of what I know about Canada is simply heated rivalry, and I just don't think that they would turn it into a hockey rink. So I can't.
Listen, you can say hockey rink.
In my heart of hearts,
little gay hockey
I wish
rink.
it was a little gay hockey rink.
Yeah.
I wish most things were little gay hockey rinks.
I wish right now this was a little gay hockey rink.
I'm gonna say it's a Whole Foods.
Okay, now
Liz.
Uh-oh.
Oh, was your guess?
No, gay hockey rink was my joke guess. I do think that maybe it's like a bank or something really sad. Okay, go for it.
So I will tell you, the Paramount Theater is still called the Paramount Theater. In the mid-1980s to now, so including the time that they were filming this, the Paramount Theater is now a gentleman's club.
Oh.
The girlies are dancing there.
Yeah.
So at the time of filming this was a gentleman's club, and they went, actually, can we make this into a movie theater again?
Wow.
And they said, you can have the sidewalk and the marquee.
And that's
Yeah,
it. The girls are
I mean,
inside, and that's extra.
I'm guessing they did not want to film the inside.
Oh, probably not.
Later on, we'll see them in a movie theater. I'm assuming it's a different movie
I
theater.
would guess.
Yeah.
Unless there's just girls off to the side in whatever
Maybe.
those scenes are.
That could be true of any scene that we've seen so far.
Actually, yeah. At any point in Forks or Port
Just
Angeles,
off
there's
camera.
just girlies off to the side.
In
could
any movie.
be some could
Any movie
be
you've ever seen.
strippers. Conclave. We don't know.
yeah.
Yeah.
I like to think that there were. I like to think that there were strippers in Conclave. They said, we got to keep the morale up, boys.
There's a lot of voting.
There's a lot
Yeah.
of turtles in here. And I've not seen Conclave.
It's a great movie. Everyone should watch
I
it.
think Conclave is about.
No, have you seen Conclave?
I haven't, but I really want to.
Okay, there are turtles in it.
Oh, there are turtles
There
in it.
is-
I thought you were making this up.
More turtle content than you would expect. Anna Kendrick she really just commands the screen.
She does.
She starts off by saying that this movie they just watched didn't have enough hot boys kissing anyone.
Yeah, no hot guys kissing anybody.
Not
It's
a gay little
gross.
hockey rink.
Yeah. Why
I was
couldn't
like,
have
she-
been?
Yeah.
R.I.P. Jessica, you would have loved Heated Rivalry.
She also wondered if it's supposed to draw a parallel with leprosy. My cousin had leprosy. It's not funny, you know?
Cousin had leprosy, which either means A, he got cured, or B, he got dead.
And what is dead if not being cured?
I
of
meant to
living?
Google before we started this if there was a cure for leprosy. Forgot about it.
There's an episode of Monk where
Yes, tell us everything.
I love Monk.
second
This is a Monk
long-time
podcast now.
hyperfixation awoken. He's a man who has leprosy, and he asks her on a date before she knows that, and then he's like, "No, I'm cured," but she kind of can't get over it, and so it's her realizing that she's a little bit like Monk in that she has some things that she can't quite get over, and she has maybe not obviously his considerable OCD that they never actually name, but
If it's not about leprosy, you know what it might also be about? Consumerism.
the two things that movies are about.
And Jessica doesn't want it to be that because she takes that personally because some girls do like to shop.
Some girls do be shopping.
Confirming our conversation from last episode.
Yes, from last
But some
episode.
don't.
Some don't, and that's
yeah.
okay.
And that's okay, but some women do be shopping.
Liz, as a girl, do you like to shop?
I'll be honest, no.
Okay.
That's what I said.
Not
We're
a
for
huge
two
fan
on
of
this
that.
show so far.
Yeah.
I find shopping stressful.
Yes, it's stressful and it's pretty overstimulating. I usually go into Aldi like I'm a horse with blinders on. So fully mask, headphones, list in my palm.
Too
It's
many
gotta
choices.
be. There's so many.
Yeah.
I can't. And then clothes shopping is, of course,
A nightmare.
a nightmare of all kinds.
I
and
avoid
sorts.
clothes shopping
absolutely
any
not.
chance I can get.
Yeah. Jessica was surprised that Bella called and is totally worried about the whole depression thing, but also a little dismissive of it.
Although I was surprised you even called at all, you know? Your depression thing, I get it. I'm totally worried. But after a while, it's you're still behind, and I'm going through stuff too.
I do, in a way, kind of get it from Jessica's point of view because she does say, the very end of the quote, as Bella is now looking at boys on motorcycles, Jessica says, I'm going through stuff too, Mike deciding he wanted to just be friends. That's hard,
Yeah, but-
So she is also dealing with a breakup.
But and right before that, her line right before that is, but after a while, it's you're still doing it.
I'm like, Jessica, I get it up to a point, but girl, this is
I
too
think maybe
Yeah.
Jessica was watching this movie.
It's also worth noting everything she says after the bit about consumerism. Bella has already started
she's
zoning out.
Zoning.
And so the ambient noise and the music gets louder and Jessica gets quieter. And if you want to catch any of these, you really have to
You
lean
really have
in.
to listen or me look up the script
That's
online.
also
watch it with captions like
Yeah.
I did. That's the way to go.
highlight of the movie so far, just that 30 seconds of Anna Kendrick
Yeah.
and Anna Kendrick.
Do we think this was scripted or do they think they just let Anna Kendrick go?
I was probably pretty scripted.
I imagine. I just want to believe they were like, you know what? Just talk about the movie. Pretend you saw a movie. Talk about
you
it.
saw a zombie movie. What do you think she would say about it? And she's like, I don't know.
Leprosy.
Leprosy.
Yeah. I'm sure the stuff that before it starts to fade out was maybe a little more scripted because that's the stuff you're actually going to be hearing. But she already had a Tony nomination by this point. They probably gave her a little wiggle room. Yeah, Bella's not listening to these things
At all, 'cause
that
there's
Jessica is saying.
boys. on motorcycles.
Well, they're men.
They are men
on
They are
guys.
men on motorcycles. They are definitely not boys. The one she ends up talking to looks like he is in his 40s and divorced.
Terrifying.
There's a kind of an issue here because in this movie, they've cast a bunch of 20-somethings to play high schoolers, which means if you want to look older than a high school, you have to be squarely middle-aged. So
he is.
these guys who would normally probably be like young toughs, like college age to lower 30s, have to
Yeah.
be played by like 40-year-old guys.
And you're like,
so they
Bella,
don't, yeah.
what the fuck, dude?
Some guy is on the back of a motorcycle yelling at her to come on down.
Yeah, his name is Chet.
Yes,
Name
I was
is
hoping we
Chet.
would talk about his name as being Chet.
His name is Chet.
Never comes up.
It never comes up. I just looked it up on the on IMDb
Yeah.
because I was like, is it the same guys as the last movie? It's not.
That was what I was wondering because the first thing we see after she starts to focus on these guys, we have a flashback to the first movie of the guys that surrounded her and harassed her.
Yeah, so those were
in
boys
the
on
parking
motorcycles.
lot.
These are men on motorcycles.
It was making me wonder, like, are these supposed to be the same guys? Because it kind of does imply that, I think.
I thought that for a second, and then I was like, okay, I think we're just supposed to think like, okay, Bella's like, well, this is kind of like that dangerous situation I was in where like Edward rescued me.
Yeah.
Like maybe I can recreate that and he'll come save me.
Yeah. And like,
That was kind of what I gathered from it too. Yeah.
there is precedent for this being the same group of guys because earlier in the Twilight movie, like a couple scenes before she gets surrounded by guys, they're like trying on prom dresses.
Yeah.
And some guys like bang on the window and shout things.
And
that's the same guys. And Port Angeles, where I assume they're seeing this movie, is not a big town.
No.
It's like 12,000 people, if I recall. So that means there's at least two roving bands
biker
of,
gang.
of
Biker
aimless
boys.
young men. We got to talk about the death of third spaces in American society. These boys.
Where do the boys go?
We need a program to get these men off the streets,
and onto bikes.
maybe
you
into
go.
a library. I don't know.
One-eyed Pete's is where they get to hang out.
Yeah.
And I
They're
said,
hanging
is that a euphemism or is this just the weirdest sign that they could have had
Apparently,
hanging over the bikes?
I looked this up. That is the
Research.
name of the bar in the books.
Okay.
There is a bar named One-Eyed Pete's.
That feels too much of a double entendre for Stephanie Meyer.
Exactly.
You know, maybe
That
Stephanie
is-
just knew somebody with
It-
one eye named Pete and was like, I will pay tribute to you. You love alcohol. I'll name a bar after you.
It's just a bit too phallic for my good Christian YA novel.
Well, so maybe, Stephanie's allowed to be a little cheeky.
All right.
At least once.
If you say so.
That's what I say, Catholic
Okay.
that I am.
Okay,
I think that
girls.
maybe she came up with the name and then somebody was like, oh, One-Eyed Pete's, huh? Wink, wink. And she's like, yeah, I just sounded cute.
Honestly, I think that's what
I
happened.
thought I'd put it into my book or so. You know?
Yeah, Bella starts to walk down to these gentlemen callers who are literally
Hey,
calling
lady.
at her. Basically that.
Gentlemen cat callers. Yeah, they just go, girls. There's girls.
At least two girls.
Two girls.
But-
and I think their voices crack like mine just did,
Yeah.
honestly.
Before she can take another step, though, she's visited by the ghost of Edward's yet to come.
I cackled.
He doesn't get to come for like 3 more books. Yeah.
Hey-oh. Talking about one-eyed Pete's, am I right?
Keep walking. This is dangerous.
I
Folks,
cackled when this fucking ghost head came on screen. Because also it doesn't look like he's looking at her. It looks like he's looking past her or like over her
Right.
shoulder. So I'm like, but what are you looking at?
I know.
Where are you looking, bud?
He's telling Jessica, he's like, Jessica, get the fuck out of here.
Actually, he's talking to Jessica. He's not even talking to Bella.
Yeah.
He's not talking to Bella.
Is this just a vision Bella is having? Because we're going to see Haunted Mansion Edward a couple times over the course of this scene. And like, this never happens again. It'll happen, I think, later in this movie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
later,
but,
like-
only
later in the
this
movie.
we have any sort of
Right.
ghost boyfriend.
It's not like he can do psychic projections or anything. So this is just a very vivid hallucination Bella's having.
I think, okay, so having watched the movie from the beginning up until
read
now
the book
today,
9 times.
And well, I read the first book 9 times.
So you,
This
have a
one
years
lot
ago.
of, you have a lot of background.
lot of-
You're an expert.
backstory. But my thought about this technique with this thing that they're doing with the spooky Edward ghost is that they were trying to establish like some sort of like crack in Bella's psyche or like her almost hallucination with like the very first scene in the film where she like is in the meadow and she sees what she thinks is her grandma, and then it's actually just her being really old.
She's
and
old.
and she's old, and Edward's still
18.
young.
It's the worst thing a person can be is old.
Heaven forbid she become two of the worst things anyone could be: old and,
a woman. Oh my God!
God,
Heaven for
how
Finn.
could anyone love her? And so. So I think that they were trying to like establish that kind of like magical realism. God forbid there's magical realism in this vampire series.
Yeah.
But I think they were trying to do that with that first scene and then like be like, look, and now is Bella's mind cracking? Is this all a broken mirror? Etc. We have CGI. It's 2009. Let's do it. We don't have to just Pepper's ghost this guy. Let's do a whole thing.
She does not let the ghost deter her.
No, she's fucking sassy with this ghost.
Yeah.
You promised me nothing reckless.
You promised it would be as if you never existed. You lied.
The ghost of Edward says, "You promised me nothing reckless," and she whispers back, "You promised it would be as if you never existed. You lied."
She doesn't whisper it. She says it loud enough for Motorcycle
Chet.
Man to
Well,
hear
Motorcycle Man to understand that she's talking, but she's just like, well, you promised this. You lied. Vroom, vroom.
Oh, sorry. That's actually my favorite moment is when she gets on the bike and he goes, "You say something, princess? Never mind," and then drives away. There's no beat in between the two lines.
That was as I was preparing for this not an hour and a half ago. I was watching the scene and my wife said exactly what you just said. That there is zero time between what did you say and never mind.
You lied.
You say something, babe? You know what? Never mind.
All you needed to do also, like in terms of like the script or the directing or anything, is go, "You say something, princess," and then instead of a line, take off. Because it's like, we don't need the line, "Never mind."
Yeah.
We know he doesn't care that she had something to say because he doesn't even stop for an answer and speeds off on the motorcycle with her on his back. That's a much more like tension building-y thing of like, oh, he won't even talk to, he didn't even ask. Instead, they got one take Chet over here. Like,
You say some, never mind.
I'm so sorry. That was actually too much of a pause.
Oh, sorry.
Could you please
sorry.
make it
I'll
all
take
one
it from the top.
sentence?
You say something, never mind.
That was
There
it.
we go.
And
Cut
that
print.
is it.
I also forgot to go back a little bit.
So sorry.
Bella's justification to Jessica for going to talk to these guys is, "I think I know those guys," which is a lie. But also, Jessica would know that it's a lie because it's a very small town.
Yeah, Jessica, you know all the same people I know.
Right. There is no way on God's green earth Bella would know these guys.
They're actually all from Jacksonville.
Right.
They motorcycled across the country.
Oh my God, it's my mom's favorite motorcycle gang, the One-Eyed Pete's. Like,
Oh my God, you're Renee's kid?
oh, crazy.
My dad used to take me there when I was a child. That's where I would make mud pies with Jacob, out in the alleyway while Dad was doing his drinking. Yeah, they speed off on the bike. Chet pops a wheelie. Super cool, ladies.
He's a cool man.
That's
awesome.
This is like very. Also, you get the sense this is not the first time he has tried to beckon a young woman to get on his motorcycle.
No, because he doesn't question a girl who's talking to herself.
Right.
He's like, yeah, whatever, vroom, vroom.
But like, this is almost certainly the first time it's worked, right?
That was
Yeah.
exactly what I was thinking. He was like, I don't know what to do now.
He is a dog that caught the car. He does not know what to do with it. He pops a wheelie. They're just riding around with no helmets.
No, dangerous.
There it is.
Bella sees the ghost of Edward standing in a crosswalk and tells the man to stop.
Stop, stop, stop!
Because they're going to hit Edward.
No, you're gonna hit my ghost boyfriend.
Oh, no.
And if you kill him when he's a ghost, you kill him in real life.
Well,
And
it's-
he's in a crosswalk, so legally he's in the right.
But also, like,
Sir, I don't want you to go to jail.
of the three of them, he's the only one that would be fine.
Yeah.
He's got rock hard skin and everything.
Yeah.
They're not wearing helmets. They
Idiots.
would die. But he stops and they turn around and she goes back. And Jessica's still there.
Jessica's still there.
To be fair, I assume it looks like they made it about 2 blocks.
Yeah.
This whole escapade probably took about 30 seconds.
That's even dumber that it was only 30 seconds. Bella's like, hang on, I gotta talk to a guy.
Yeah.
All right, I'm back.
Jessica's like, oh, were you? How fast can you? I don't. Okay.
Hey, what the hell's wrong with you? Just curious?
I thought that I saw something.
You're insane, actually, or suicidal. That homeboy could have been a psycho. I was about to end up in an FBI interview room like some lame TV show.
That was such a rush.
Awesome. So you're an adrenaline junkie now? That's cool. You can go bungee jumping. You don't get on the back of some random loser's motorcycle. Crazy.
I don't know. I was thinking though, like how much that must make sense to Bella though, after being on like such a high the last 6 months of like meeting vampire boyfriend, the most magical boy in the world, fighting evil vampires, playing baseball with vampires, to then suddenly getting dumped by your vampire boyfriend. Absolutely tragic. Like she's looking for that dopamine again. She's looking for any amount of stimulation that she can get. And like, listen, if she's got to ride motorcycles to see her ex-boyfriend, then that's what she's got to do.
Because, like, I mean, we've all, like, well, I won't say we all, but I will say that, like.
No, finish that. Commit to that thought.
No, it's not, because it was maybe not kind, but, like, maybe it was not.
You're all very ugly.
We've all been dumped by our high school vampire boyfriend.
We've all sat on our motorcycles and called to high school girls.
Hey, ladies!
We got bikes. That's a direct quote.
Yeah, direct
We've
quote.
got
We
bikes.
got bikes.
Hey, come on down the One-Eyed Pete's. We got bikes.
Oh, maybe they were just filming a commercial, you're saying. Yeah, it happened to be girls' night that night. Ladies get in free.
But sorry.
Sorry.
No. I was
What do we all
which is not something that's true, but, you know, many people went through high school breakups that felt devastating.
Yes, absolutely.
And you know, I think most of us just wrote like bad poetry.
Yeah.
And like maybe sat on the shower floor naked,
Posted
crying.
on
Sure.
Tumblr.
Posted on Tumblr.
Listen to the same Switchfoot song on repeat for like an entire night. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you know, you're posting song lyrics to your Facebook page. When
Yes.
people ask you about it, you're going, it doesn't matter. You know, it's, you're crying in your car at a stoplight after musical rehearsal. Like you're doing the things
Liz
you
was
need
the
to
same
do to cope.
person.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
like there it is.
I had a lot of self-destructive tendencies in college, so I understand the thing of like, I'm really sad, so I am craving like anything to make me feel again. Anything to get me out of the hole that I'm in. So I'm going to do some really dumb, stupid shit that is incredibly dangerous for me to do. But for just a moment, I feel pretty alive. And that's really cool.
When I was sad around that age, I would just drive through Taco Bell and then drive down to Galveston Island and eat Taco Bell on the seawall at around midnight.
That actually sounds poetic and like cinematic.
Liz McCreight. If you had to give this scene a name, what would it be? And it's also going to be the name of the episode, so please do make it good. Don't make it bad if you were thinking about doing that.
And you can take your time.
Okay. I just want this episode to be called either like One Take Chet or Chet the One Take Wonder, something like that. Just so we never forget Chet.
Well,
Or unforgettable. Because he's unforgettable.
Unforgettable is good. There was talk, and you can sing a song about it.
I won't.
There was talk in this episode of One-Eyed Pete's, and I feel like there's a lot of One-Eyed Pete, One Take Chet's parallel there.
Yes.
Okay. How do we mash these together?
No, I was going to say like a Pete in the hand is worth a Chet in the bush.
That's the name of the episode, I think, is a Pete in the hand is worth a Chet in the bush. Liz McCreight, is there anything you'd like to promote?
So that's what you want to promote is the giggles.
Promote laughing with your friends.
Liz McCreight, is there anything you'd like to promote?
Yes, for real this time, I would like to promote. I've been producing a show at The Annoyance called Benny Bingo and the Evangelic Kids. It is a musical, a Christian deconstructionist musical satire, and it is written and directed by Barb Jackson and Hugh Walker. We run through the end of February on Fridays at 7:30 at The Annoyance in Chicago. So if you're around, please come see it. It's a great time. It'll make you laugh. It'll make you cry.
All right,
That's it.
there you go.
Guaranteed.
Certainly not any. Certainly not a subject material I can relate to.
Yeah, no, we didn't already talk about that so much.
Yeah. Murph, what do you got?
Okay, in my tradition of not promoting social media or
Yeah.
anything of importance, you know what I'd like to promote?
What would you like to promote?
Watching Jeopardy.
Hell yes.
That has become Megan and I's new thing every night, is that we make dinner and then we go on Hulu and then we
Wow.
watch the previous night's episode of Jeopardy and we feel like we're 65 years old and it's great. So if you too want to feel like you might qualify for Social Security,
Yeah.
you can watch Jeopardy on Hulu. If you have Hulu. Otherwise, I don't know, steal it from somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe stay tuned to this podcast for an interesting announcement regarding Jeopardy.
Yes.
not allowed to talk
We'll
about
tell
that yet.
you.
Ooh, yes,
off
when the mics are
air.
on.
But you don't get to know yet, listener.
I would like to promote the podcast you're already listening to. Specifically, I would like to promote you interacting with this show in a way other than just
Yay!
your consuming of it. Perhaps tell a friend about it. Leave a review. Like, we're still in the young nascent phase of podcasting where like 1 or 2 reviews can make like a shockingly large difference for the algorithm. So please, you don't even have to write anything. Just drop it a thumbs up or a subscribe or whatever your podcast platform of choice likes to do with it.
Yeah, tell your friends, tell your enemies. We'll entertain them.
Tell your
too.
mom's friends. Tell your
Yeah.
mom's enemies. She has a lot.
I bet she does. Barbara Ann's been talking.
You don't get to be her age without burning a few bridges. I would like to promote patreon.com/Twilight Podcast, where you can listen to me and Sarah and Ben Oxier talk about the films the Twilight stars were in before they were in Twilight, except for the ones we don't feel like talking about. You can also send an email to my favorite Twilight podcast at email at email.com.
All right, Grandpa.
My favorite Twilight podcast at gmail.com, such as listener S'mores, who says, "Hi, Sarah, Ben and Oxer. So the reason Edward is wearing a suit to creep around Bella's room from a few episodes ago is that it's what he wore to her birthday party.
Okay.
Edward doesn't change his clothes from the birthday party to the end of the movie when he tries to expose his glittery skin to the residents of Volterra. I'm going to be paying attention to this very closely
wait,
now.
what do you mean? He's not washing these clothes once?
Which means he wore the same thing for 6 months straight. So
Stinky.
Most
Kind of
of
so did Bella.
yes, but most of what the stink that comes on our clothes is from like sweat and oils and like stuff from our body that
And they
Edward
don't have
doesn't.
liquid. They don't have liquids.
He doesn't secrete those things
He just has
anymore.
the one pocket of liquid that he's saving for the last book.
Yeah, yeah. But like that means he's also the reason Edward was in Bella's room, which is only discussed in the books, is that when he broke up with Bella, he wanted to make it as though he never existed. So he went there to take the presents his family got her. That's insane.
That is
Edward hid
insane.
him under her floorboards because he said they're hers, but he couldn't just take them, and he hoped maybe she'd find them in the distant future. I have lived in a number of places. In 0 of those places have I ever looked under floorboards.
Well, it's time to start prying these up now.
The only present he wasn't able to take was the car radio Emmett got her, so Bella ends up getting mad seeing it and rips it out of the car herself. Also, I love the podcast. Hey, why did you feel necessary to tell me those things? Because now it's all I can think about.
That's insane.
I've had psychic damage inflicted upon myself.
Ow.
Why? And this is in the books? Thank you to our editor, Ben Oxford, for
right.
putting
Yes,
this
thank
together.
you. Love that man.
Sorry for the length of the files I'm about to send you. Thank you to the band Swimwear Department for letting us use their song Mauled to Death as our theme. While you're out there giving us a nice review on your podcast app, go over to your music app and find Swimwear Department. They deserve it. That is it. That is all we have to say. As we always say at the end of every episode.
Okay, but does he change his underwear?
Okay, but does he change his underwear? See you next time.
I mean, I don't know. I also also had a lot of self-destructive tendencies when I was in college. So I think I also relate to Bella in this moment in a lot of ways. Okay.
What? No,
That's the problem. Is
there
that
was
Bella
zero
couldn't-
emotion intended.
Oh, sorry.
In that.
I thought
no,
that was
you're
like
good. No, that was
All
just an auditory acknowledgement that you're saying things.
He's an active listener.
Oh, thank you.
I am. Podcasting is an audio medium, so I feel like if I haven't spoken for a while, I just have to come in with like a to remind the listener that I still exist, because when you can't see me, it's object
You
permanence
suddenly don't exist, and they go, oh, wait, Ben hosts
Daddy
this
was behind the
podcast?
hands the whole
Yeah,
time.
it's Schrodinger's podcaster.
Yeah.
But I had a lot of self-destructive tendencies in college. So